70% of Americans do not use a written monthly budget for their finances. But if you ask anyone, they'll most likely tell you that a written monthly budget is a good idea. Then if you ask them if they do a written monthly budget, they'll most likely say no. So should you actually be writing out a monthly budget, or is that just a waste of time? Proverbs says, be sure to know the condition of your flocks and give special attention to your herds, for riches do not endure forever. This passage lets us know that we need to keep an accurate account of our resources. But does an accurate account mean that we need to count every single penny, or does it mean that we need to have a general estimate of what it is that we have? To get to the bottom of this, let's get a better understanding of what budgeting is. A budget is a plan to manage your money. Everyone uses a budget, even if they don't know it. The only exception are children. They go to stores and they point at things without any concept of how much things cost or how much resources they have to buy those things. So the question is not if you should budget, but how you should budget. What are the steps that you can take so that you could budget more effectively? There are 4 red flags to let you know that you need to improve your income. The first red flag is if you're living paycheck to paycheck. That means if you don't have any income for the next month, that you would be in deep trouble. The second red flag is if you can't cover an unexpected expense. Over 50% of Americans cannot cover a $1,000 financial emergency if they had one today. The third red flag is that you have low savings. That means that you don't have an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses set aside, and you are not saving towards the goals that you have for your future. And another red flag is that you have low investments. That means that you are not on track to be able to retire with the amount of money that you would like to retire with. So if you or someone that you know are in any of these situations or have any of these red flags, what I want you to do is hit the subscribe button and we'll work through this together. There are many different ways that people budget. Some people use their credit cards as a budgeting tool where they keep on swiping until they max out their cards, and that let them know that it's time to stop spending. Other people may use their bank account and they just swipe until they have a low balance, and that's their indicator that they cannot spend anymore. Some people use a budget in their head where they know about the amount of money they want to spend and they have a good idea about where they're going and what they're doing with their finances. Some people write out a yearly budget where they average out their living expenses and they use that as an indicator for what they can spend money on. Other people write out every single penny that they spend money on for a monthly budget. One day, Warren Buffett was riding on the elevator with his executives and he noticed a penny on the ground. When the elevator stopped, he reached down and picked it up. Holding it over his shoulder, he said to them, "The beginning of the next billion." This story shows me that even billionaires can be cheap. So how detailed should your budget be? Your budget should be detailed enough for you to reach your financial goals. I know a person who only has their budget in their head, but each and every month they're able to achieve and accomplish the goals that they set. And I know another person who writes out every single item of their budget each and every month. And then every month they come in above budget, and so they're not able to achieve their goal. The most important thing is that when you have a budget that you're able to stick to it and achieve your goal. Now, if you're not achieving your financial goals, then it's time to relook at your strategy and adjust your budget accordingly. So if you like this video, then you'll love my next video, which will go deeper into budgeting.